Well, so most people know you through your children's books and maybe reading you as a child. But
You think here at the college?
maybe not at the college, but in general.
Yeah.
And
sure.
a lot of people are like, wow, that's Donna Jo Napoli. That's crazy. But what one reader was wondering was, what were you like as a child?
Oh, I don't know if I know myself as a child. I certainly had some extremes. I had a teacher in second grade who wrote on my report card, "Please get this child to talk. We don't know if she knows anything." And then I had a teacher in third grade who called me a chatterbox. So I clearly had some differences along the way. I played outside a lot. I lived in Miami, Florida. It was hot. I climbed trees. I used to sit up high in a tree with a book right in front of my face and just read. And I used to go hunting with bows and arrows I'd made out of palm fronds. And I used to collect lizards and snakes and bring them home and put them in jars, and my mother would throw them out. Yeah. I used to try to seduce kittens. I desperately wanted us to have cats, and I would steal cans of tuna fish from our cupboard and just go trying to lure neighborhood cats to our house to say, well, we have to have this cat, it shows us. My mother was not easily convinced.
How did the neighbors feel about that?
Well, we moved a lot, so I rarely knew our neighbors.
So what was one of your favorite books to write, and why?
I really enjoy writing animal stories.
Mm-hmm.
And I like chalking them full of natural history information. And the reason I love it is that nobody's going to yell at me. You're always going to be wrong about anything you write that is historical. And you know it's going to be that way, because even if you wrote about today, right now, in your culture, other people are going to disagree with you. They're going to disagree with you about what's important. How do people talk to each other? Do they really mean that when they say that? Is that funny? We disagree with each other about these things. But when you do it about something historical, people point a finger at you and they disagree with you. They think you didn't do your research, and you did. Well, the lovely thing about animals is, if I write a story about warthogs, I'm always going to make sure that they're eating what warthogs eat. But if I say the warthog is thinking about something, there's no warthog who's going to object and say, I don't think about things like that ever. You know, it's just not going to happen. And that's a great freedom from my perspective. I'm not worried that there's going to be a warthog reader out there who yells at me.
So I've heard they've done some studies about like what is the funniest animal to people in jokes, and they somehow determined that it was the duck in jokes. The duck just works.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure why that is, but I'm wondering if there are particular animals that you really like to write about.
Well, I've written 3 books about frogs, and a book about swans and animals of Tasmania, and a book about warthogs and animals of Kenya. I don't know. I'm thinking of writing a book about animals in general, with animal stories in it. Do I have a favorite animal? I don't think I do. Warthogs are really wonderful, but frogs are really wonderful.
What is it about warthogs?
Warthogs, well, first of all, their little tails are like flags. You know, when they're excited, they just go racing off with their little flaggy tails. And you know, the story of the 3 little pigs is the truth. It's a real story. When you have your babies, they're with you. Then the next year you have new babies, and the 1-year-olds stay with you. Then the next year you have your babies, and your 1-year-olds and your 2-year-olds, and you kick out all the boys. They're kicked out. Your sounder kicks them out, no matter what kind of pig you are. Whether you're an American pig The various different kinds of pigs, or whether you're a warthog or whatever, pigs all over the world, this is what they do. The boys go and the females stay to help with the sounder. So boys are all off on their own. It's a hideous life once they're 2 years old. And, you know, all those wolves are out there waiting for you, or lions, or whatever, depending on where you are.
They don't know how to make their houses.
They don't know how to, no, and they're often quite incompetent, and a huge number of them die right away. Every now and then you'll find a little bachelor pair or bachelor trio that have bonded together and they take care of each other, but it's rare. Most of them, most boars are alone, and it's dreadful. But it was interesting to find that out.
So there's some factual basis.
Yeah, so that's why I wrote my piggy story, because it's a true story. The Three Little Pigs is a true story.
But they can't actually talk.
Well, no. Well, we're inside the warthog's head.
Okay.
And they do talk to each other in warthog.